Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the WePlay Dota 2 League. It is time for game number 2 between the Alliance and Speed Gaming. Currently, Speed Gaming are just clowning on the Alliance.
Yeah, I know. I hope we had the Speed Racer theme song going during the break.
Yeah, can we get on that?
We should just have it going during the game, like when they're like zooming down the middle lane, which, as you said, kind of happened at a turtle pace that game.
Yeah.
Get the
zooming down the middle lane. There you go.
Yeah.
But it was a convincing win for Speed Gaming. I think we both agree that it pretty much just came down to draft more than individual player execution. Alliance just really got boxed in by the way, first of all, the way that Speed Gaming drafted, and also just the way they laned it. They got that some things went their way, like they had that one sentry ward that dewarded 2 camps, and it happened even before the creep spawned. But it's a little bit fortuitous, but just good game sense as well from Pylai Dai.
Yeah, I think even without that, like let's say you just deward the big cap or something, your Enigma still jungles pretty well. The Enigma wasn't the problem. I mean, AUI hit some PGG holes that game, so
yeah, he black holed to secure those kills. Nicely.
Well, one of them was after the kill had already happened.
But then I liked how he channeled it for like a good 3 to 4 seconds just to make it seem like he was contributing to the fight.
It was the manner holes, as the StarCraft 2 people know about. You look like bad manner in front of your opponents.
By the way, I do want to publicly apologize to Loda. I said he was drafting last game, but in fact, I guess I don't know who's drafting because in the captain's mode interface right now, there is no crown like there is in. If you're actually a player in a captain's mode lobby, so you do not see who's drafting, guys. So relax. I apologize, Loda. Don't kill me.
So probably S4 drafting as usual.
So instead, what I was trying to do was flame S4 instead of Loda.
Yeah.
So
just transfer all the shots fired onto S4.
I didn't fire any shots. I just said didn't think the draft worked out.
Yeah, and probably
everyone has bad drafts.
Eternal Envy normally the drafter for Speed Gaming.
Reserve time.
They've mixed it around here and there as well, so no real guarantees. But they grabbed the Visage. Last game around, they could have grabbed the Visage Nagasar support duo. They preferred to go for the greedy jungler and picked up the Enigma. So this time around, they're going to pick it up in the first stage. Generally AUI who plays this, but no guarantees, I guess.
Yeah, it's one of his favorite heroes, but if they go for like a jungler, well, I would say they would play it, but they actually banned the Prophet and the Chen, so the only real jungler left is, as far as like a traditional kind of support jungler, is Enigma. And I don't know if we'd see them go for that. Darkseer is in the pool, he's decent against Lifestealer, and works pretty well with Batrider if they wanted to be greedy and go like for a Dignitas-style draft, but I don't know if we'll see that out of them. Normally this team is just all about securing multiple cores farm and taking it late.
Yeah, there's multiple good heroes here for Bulldog left in the pool. Your Darkseer, your Bounty Hunter, as well as your Clockwork. So there's 3 good offlaners left in the pool. You can't really ban them all out if you're Speed Gaming here in this last stage, but they're going to pick up a Sand for now. So Sand Visage as their 2 supports probably, and Alliance go back to the Bulldog Lone Druid.
You know, he actually tweeted after they lost in the Star Ladder Grand Finals, I didn't even get to play Lone Druid once this entire tournament. Well, I'm sure he did in the group stages, but not at the LAN event. Yeah. So, Bulldog was not pleased, and now he'll get his Lone Druid. Now, will he deliver on his Lone Druid? That's another question. He normally does. You know, this is actually, it kind of reminds me of what we were seeing out of, like, IG a couple of months ago, where you always go for the Lifestealer Lone Druid, and one of them always gets farmed. But Lone Druid is not quite as strong now. There were some changes to the Bear, the Bounty, as well as the fact that you can't resummon it while it's taking damage.
Yeah.
But still, Lifestealer is the same hero for sure.
Yeah, Lone Druid's still powerful though, and it also does give you a good mid-game push, even if like one of them gets a bit underfarmed. You just group together, come like mid-game, take towers one by one, and then suddenly you've got 2 pretty scary late-game carry heroes pretty early on in the game.
And Alliance, their physical damage output is just obscene already. Just Lifestealer, Natural Order, Lone Druid.
Yep.
Speed Gamer, even with Visage, who normally is great in those kind of prolonged engagements where you're just firing out lots of nukes, trading blows, I feel like any of these heroes on Speed Gaming side could absolutely just explode. The Storm Spirit now comes out for Speed Gaming, so normally when Speed Gaming runs this, it's not a mid-storm, it's a safe lane Eternal Envy Storm, which I guess begs the question, what is Bone 7 or Sing Sing going to play then?
This is Bone 7 typically the Batrider player, famous for the Boots of Travel Rush into the Mask of Madness.
Sing Sing has played it, I think, on occasion, but yeah, normally Bone 7.
But it's going to be a Gyrocopter ban from Alliance, so there's someone expecting maybe a mid-Storm Spirit for Sing Sing. Both teams have a number of possibilities. Alliance goes Shadow Demon here, and this to me looks like a possible offensive trial lane coming out from Alliance even. They could easily run Lone Druid as a safe lane in a 1v1 matchup should they want to.
And against that safe lane Storm, which you know that Speed are going to run a safe lane Storm, because it would just shock you if they didn't, because it's always Envy playing it, and Envy doesn't go mid. Maybe Speed Gaming tries to mix it up and pick some other hero for that tri-lane, but Storm Spirit is just such a liability in the lane. Yeah. In a tri-lane scenario especially. The hero just needs levels, needs to secure his level 6. And needs a lot of items to be effective. Even though he's a ganker, he's a ganker that needs a lot of items. It's not a Bat Rider who just needs his Blink Dagger. It's not a Beastmaster who can walk around and roar. If Storm gets shut down early, he is pretty useless.
Yeah, and I think the great thing is they have the option to go offensive tri-lane or not, and they're going to see this Queen of Pain and be thinking, hey, let's shut down this Storm. It is a Sand King Visage, which is quite powerful as far as fighting early on, but Sing Sing back on a Queen of Pain, something I haven't seen since like the Q-Pad Red Panthers days.
Is it possible they do send the Queen of Pain to the tri-lane just because she's much harder to kill? We've seen some teams like to do that, and then you can just put the Storm mid instead.
Yeah, it's definitely possible.
I guess the thing is, even if you put your Storm mid, you can still get smoke ganked. So there's no guarantee that Envy's safe wherever he goes.
Yeah, and if Shadow Demon Enchantress are in the Radiant jungle, they can easily swing over towards that middle lane. But it looks like we will be seeing Bat Rider off lane, maybe against the Lone Druid, but at the same time, Alliance, maybe they say, hey, look, let's not take too many chances. Let's just run a standard safe lane carry. Lone Druid Bulldog has played the hero so many times in the off lane that even against a tri like this, he won't be two-phased.
Yeah, as for Speed Gaming, they have very little physical damage to speak of. In the mid game, you've got Familiars, Storm, and Queen of Pain can dish out decent right-click damage, but if this goes late enough, ultimately, this is a team that really relies on just getting the jump on you to pick you off and kill you. In terms of a right-click war and just trading blows, I don't see them winning those battles. So, Speed Gaming, they're up one game of this best of 3. They don't need to win all of them, but ideally, if you can sweep Alliance 2-0, you make a statement and you play Empire for the right to the top 2 seeds into the playoffs.
Yeah,
and the playoffs are only 4 teams, so it's really more of like an elimination bracket than a true playoff.
Yeah, I think all teams in the top 4 walk away with prize money, $25,000 in total.
That's correct.
I'm not sure how much it is for 4th place, but hey, it's still something. So
yeah, especially for a team like, I mean, less so for Alliance, who, I think for them it's more just about keeping in good form and taking home the first place
being
prize.
The best.
But,
yeah,
for Speed Gaming, it's every little bit helps.
Yeah.
Sure, you're sponsored, but that just covers your day to day for the most part. So.
Yeah, well. We'll get ourselves into game number 2 here. Speed Gaming up 1-0. They're going to be playing over on the Radiant side. Eternal Envy, Sama going to be on the Storm Spirit. Bone 7 on his trademark Bat Rider. Pylai Dai going to be playing the support Sand King. Sing Sing on the Queen of Pain. And then finally, AUI 2000 going to be handling the Visage.
They'll be going defensive tri-lane, and on the Dire side, you have the Alliance. Admiral Bulldog back on one of his few favorite heroes. Will be playing the Lone Druid. We'll see S4 on that mid Elder Titan. I think he has been playing this quite a bit as of late. We've seen him on some unusual heroes, even Zeus, which, well, that didn't go so well. But Ake going to be playing your Enchantress. EGM on a support Shadow Demon. Not the easiest hero to really turn into a semi-carry on. This ain't no Windrunner. Loda on your Lifestealer. That concludes the Alliance already. Bone 7, Sentry Ward blocking the camp. Observer Ward blocking the big camp. And now I think we're just going to see him go jungle. I don't think he has actually any intention of laning top.
Yeah, especially if he realizes he sees the loader up there and knows what he's going to be up against. So very unlikely, I think, that he goes up there. And the big thing is that the Alliance haven't been able to get into the Radiant jungle. They're not blocking the pool camps. They're not blocking the Bat Rider's spawns as well. So maybe the bear comes out a bit later on and tries to block the pool camps from spawning. But for the time being, Speed Gaming have full access to their jungle.
Yeah, it looks like Bulldog is probably going to try to either just grab the creep wave or maybe even sneak it over to the Magic Bush spot, something like that. But ultimately, it's very hard to stop a Bat Rider, because realistically, you're not going to be able to block this camp, and that's normally the one he's farming anyway. So they won't be able to shut him down too much. I guess can he shut down the supports is the main question.
Envy is going for this build that he loves to do on Storm Spirit, the Tranquil Boots plus Soul Ring. He's got the Soul Ring recipe as a starting item, so he really likes to do this. I remember when Blitz saw this, he's not a fan of this himself. He
likes the Arcane Boots rush, which is kind of like your standard.
Yeah, he plays it more as he plays as a solo mid, but even when he plays safe lane, he would probably recommend the Arcane Boots into like Bloodstone or even just going Treads, I think. But this is Envy's the only player who I've ever seen do this that I know who plays Storm.
He sees the lane is pushing a little bit because the bear has pulled back 2 of the creeps, so he's actually going to try and spam his nuke to keep the lane from pushing into his tower, which he will succeed at. But ultimately, once the equilibrium starts getting messed up, it's very hard to stop it fully. And Envy, he doesn't want to see a Wildkin spawn. Sends his Illusion Rune top, but will
this bear is dead. The Spirit Bear's dead at bottom lane. They kill it off. Pylite Eye getting 300
That's
gold.
Boots. That's boots already.
Oh my gosh. And well, yeah, Envy, like you say, keeps the creep equilibrium just fine. Uses a big chunk of mana, but he's okay with that. Does
and
have
now
a
there's
double
no bear
range
to
creep.
mess with it anymore. It does double range creep. It is going to push.
Yes, it's going to push out here, but they can. I think if Bulldog tries to like get experience and farm, maybe they dive him under the tower. There's your boots on Sand King, so they definitely can look to dive him.
They don't have... they have one more clarity, which is being used right now. As for our dire side, it's the Alliance, and they're smoked up, heading towards the bottom lane. Wildkin, as well as Hellbear Smasher in tow, looking to give Bulldog a bailout. The Bear is scouting things out. AUI 2000, Pylite Die, coming in range, but not really able to secure a kill. There's a foray onto the high ground from the Alliance. Now they'll wrap around towards mid. Maybe looking to hunt Bone 7. They'll take over another creep. It's going to be that short window where you get 3 creeps that now expires. The smoke is revealed. EGM does get off a disruption, but they're not on the same page. As Ake is farming the camp. Nothing accomplished here. Just the smoke used, and now... Sure, they might do a bit of economic damage, but you go for those smoke ganks. You want to get first blood.
Yeah, I think they wanted to come at this timing because they know this is when Batrider's going to be killing off his neutral stack. So if they can contest that, it's a nice little boost for them. But they're even bringing in Sing Sing from the middle lane.
And they're going to catch out EGM. He's not prepared for this. He's got a disruption. It won't matter. This is first blood for Speed Gaming. Yeah, almost Sing Sing falling as well in the process, but he'll live. He'll be okay.
Oh, Sing Sing! Hadouken!
Ooh, boy. That was close.
Well, okay, he gets drawn off the middle lane, but they
just smoke ganked to give up first blood. It's like that's like the end result of what happened. That is not, and they didn't stop the Batrider.
I like that they bring Sing Sing in
He's
there.
not even gonna miss a stack.
Yeah,
Jesus.
misses no stacks. He gets directly back to this. He'll stack this, go home and heal, and then come back out and just kill it off. So Bone 7 doing just fine. Assuming he can stack it again. It's actually getting to the point where maybe it won't.
Yeah, he'll get one more stack, and then I think that should.
Yeah, that's perfectly. Yeah.
Yeah. Now he's done stacking it, but
Okay.
now he'll go home, heal up, and then he'll clear it out. Aside from that rather unfortunate gank attempt, they did create a little space for Bulldog. He's now 9-3. He's hit level 3 on his hero. The Bear resummon cooling down fairly soon, in about a minute or so. Lifestealer for Loda is farming freely, and the Elder Titan's doing mid. So they're not really shutting Speed Gaming's own sort of greed down at all, but they are getting a lot for themselves. It's not all is not lost here in Alliance Land. Not yet.
Not yet at all. Loda on Lifestealer, to me, one of his best heroes, maybe his actual best hero.
I would agree.
It was one of those funny things with Salah, like Na'Vi Alliance. You know, both those two teams would have loved to get Lifestealer for Loda or Hervos. It's kind of like their signature heroes in some ways.
Yeah, there was that period where they were playing a decent amount of Weaver, each of them.
Yes.
But Lifestealer is just kind of like your reliable, be aggressive, be annoying kind of hero.
It's all taking a lot of harass at mid lane, and does get forced out of the lane. Sing Sing doing a good job so far against him in mid.
He's trying to bait this, sticking around, but ultimately I think a Blink Scream would just flat out kill him.
I guess the idea is maybe a disruption dodge, but there's your bottle. So it looks like S4 is going to heal himself up a little bit with this.
Yeah, that was like a almost too obvious of a bait. But meanwhile, the Bear getting caught out. They are going to get off a disruption now. They've got a stomp as well as a net available. Pylite tries to run north, but he gets caught. There's a sentry ward here too, and now S4 on the hunt. Pylite will fall. There's a successful gank. AUI forced to retreat out. Gods, this is where Visage suffers. There is not much he does against Enchantress except run and pray.
Yes, Visage can be forced right back there. The sentry meant for the Sand King if he went into Sandstorm, but it also actually dewards as well. So a ward that was about to expire in 2 minutes' time, but still valuable information lost for Speed Gaming. And good to say, this game starting off a little bit faster than last game. We're not looking at your free farm Anti-Mage versus Weaver just trading farm. It's a safe lane Storm who will probably get involved soon. Lifestealer is going for a Midas build, so Loda is sort of building towards a late-ish game scenario.
Yeah, I think he thought he might be contested, because otherwise he would have... He has done what Envy did last game, which is just the straight Midas rush, 3.5 minutes in, but it's still a very fast Midas, something Envy won't be getting. He goes, as you mentioned, he likes this Tranquil Boots Soul Ring build. It's a really nice build in terms of sustain, because you never really have to go base, but the downside is it does delay your Bloodstone quite a bit. We'll see a wraparound mid lane, though. Pylite die, looking for S4. Immediate reaction comes in. The Spirit comes back. He sticks up. He looks to run the disruptions available. They're waiting. They're waiting. They don't want to use it just yet. In fact, S4 is going to kill one EGM. Actions of disrupting Bone 7 instead of S4. Not really ideal, but nonetheless. Well, they at least get the... They got a kill there, right?
Is under attack.
Alliance, you mean?
Yeah, the Sand King.
Yeah, they kill the Sand King with the Elder Titan.
I was confused because he's already alive again, but yeah, he just respawned in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, it was a 2 for 1.
Not a great pick.
And Loda's still farming away and being traded for the Eternal Envy farm. Envy going to go back, picks himself up as Sage's Mask. He's going to be going for that straight Orchid, which is, to me, the most seen build in competitive play for Storm Spirits.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. With the Sage's Mask, it's pretty obvious he's going for, but here comes a double Centaur Root Gaming gank from Alliance. A perfectly executed one. I gotta say, I think Ake's chain stun is just... I've never seen him mess one up, actually.
Well, now it's this guy. You watch him play Visage or Chen or Enchantress, and he always... Like, so many people, you'll see chain stun it, but it'll be like that slight, even like a quarter of a second overlap. With Ake, it's like, feels like there's zero overlap.
Yeah, and when you're playing it like that, it's often common just to miss it totally. Pylite dying. You will try to hide here, but there's no Earth Splitter, only level 7 on your Tauren Chieftain, and going for that max Natural Order Spirit build, but hanging around 11 new Spirit fairly soon, and that's why Pylite dies on the run. He's got a Burrow Strike available. Wards come in, he just Burrow Strikes in towards the tower with the Spirit cooling down. He'll throw it, gets the kill. And now we'll retreat out safely. And they also force a TP. That one got cancelled. But Bone 7 now just continue to farm in the zone.
Yeah, really nice gank by S4. He kept vision of the Sand King to see when and if he came out of the Sandstorm, then just walked up, forced a Burrow Strike. He has a regen rune, so he didn't mind taking a bit of damage. And more space, easier lane created for Loda here. So Loda, despite going for a Midas build, will be looking to come to these fights fairly soon once he has, I imagine, like a Phase Armlet, maybe a Treads Armlet. I don't think he'll just be looking to build ultra late game.
You know, we've seen some kind of awkward drafts as of late where teams, bottom lane, hold that thought. They go in on Ake, the zip, the pull is there, and then a Spirit finishes the job. An easy kill on that support Enchantress. And now the top tower about to fall. Loda will claim that. 8 minutes in. Getting quite a bit of gold. There's a root on Envy, though. He's got the Soul Ring. He always has more mana than you think, and he'll pop it and zip out. Now they come in, though. They're looking for more. Batrider did find a kill on EGM while this is happening mid. But the chase continues. They need a root. Bulldog, normally good for these first hit roots. Not getting one just yet. S4 comes in. Look at the damage from that Tauren Chieftain. Oh boy, he's going to throw out another Spirit. This is almost a kill by itself. Now the sentry gets thrown out. That's a double. Where's your Queen of Pain? Pops the DD and then runs right back to mid. Remember, S4 was losing his lane mid, right? Or at least it looked like it. He almost died. And then this comes in. Spirit, 2 kills.
Elder Titan is a good hero, LD.
Yeah.
I
think he needs to be buffed in 6.79. I agree with Bulba about this one.
Yeah, I mean...
It's kind of a shitty hit.
What's up with that stun? Like, you don't get it before level 9, it obviously needs a buff if you're not getting it before level 9.
Should be an instant Beastmaster Roar on every enemy hero in AoE.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
I agree. It shouldn't get dispelled either. What's up with... Yeah, why is it a sleep, not a stun? Like, it should be a permanent It should be a permanent 5-second stun. Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
That's it. We'll still give him like the waving his leg up and down before he actually stomps.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, bottom lane, Ake was diving for Envy. Doesn't succeed in killing him. Is there a Soul Ring available? There is. Sing Sing could look to go here, but Ake is toying with them a bit. The Spirit comes out. He's not alone.
Yeah.
Travels as a company.
And we're going to go home. I think he realizes it's too low in HP there. And Alliance are going to try to get themselves a T1 tower here. So Bulldog, despite being up against a tri-lane, has not died. Has Phase Boots on his pet bear. Has Tranquil Boots on himself. And is doing just fine here as an offlane lone druid.
It's game 2 of a best of 3. The Alliance really got manhandled in game number 1. It went on for a while, but it felt like they were never in it. This time around, well, it feels like they're very much alive and kicking at that. 3,000 experience lead. 4,000 gold lead. Bulldog now finding space on his lone druid. It's been total free farm for Loda on his lifestealer. Going now for the armlet. And if this goes late, I mean, you just look at this Alliance team and their physical damage output is obscene. Like, without items. Give them items. I don't know if Speed Gaming can take a fight.
No one's even coming close to Lotus right now. Up to 64 CS with a minus on himself. The next highest being 46 on the Queen of Pain, as well as Elder Titan. This is just uncontested.
They have the 3 leaders in net worth all in one team. Envy Safe Lane Storm, that started off pretty well, is the 6th most farmed hero. He is not getting anything.
He wasn't getting offensive trial-end as well, so...
There's a Blink Dagger on Bone 7. He's going to jump in now, catches out S4, but a really nice disruption. Is it going to be enough? Maybe not, definitely not. Well, that was a good disruption by EGM, but there was just nothing else to keep his Elder Titan alive. Now Envy, he zips out, but Ake waiting. There's still Soul Ring available. He'll pop it. And
it's good enough mana for this.
It does seem like it makes the difference in a lot of these ganks, but it is also delaying his big items that he really wants, and the Orchid still feels like it's ages off.
Yeah, well, I think largely just not getting much farm. Like you say, he's the 6th highest CS in this game, which is just too low for a Storm Spirit, it feels like.
And a safe lane Storm at that. They tri-lane to protect him.
Yeah. There was no... the support rotation from Alliance came much later, and they never really pressured the Storm. It was actually looking for kills on the 2 supports, the Sankey and the Visage.
Meanwhile, there's a smoke picked up by Sing Sing. We haven't talked much about him. He held his own mid in terms of CS, but he just hasn't really had many opportunities to move around the map. But I think part of that is S4, he's got the Shadow Demon and Enchantress on his side. Sing Sing, well, sure, he's got this Blink Bat Rider, but for the most part, we haven't really seen that in action until just now. So as a result, Sing Sing haven't really felt his presence. He's 1-0-4, but he's not really forcing towers. He's not quite having the impact of the Elder Titan yet, it feels.
Yeah, I fully agree. But we'll see what comes next for both these two teams. S4 still just spamming those Astral Spirits out near this middle lane, forcing heroes back. Sanking down to 50 HP. That was just 2 Astral Spirits, and suddenly he can't defend, he can't fight. These heroes just don't have the HP regen to contest with this
It's
mid
like
lane.
March of the Machines in some ways. And now they'll catch out S4, but he's so tanky. He's got 15 stick charges. They flame break him after a double stun, but he gets disrupted. Envy now getting stunned. The Centaur stop. It's always there, it feels. S4 will fall, but they got Envy. They got the safe lane Storm. And really the hard carry for this squad, because they just don't have any hard carries. Ake trying to deny his Centaur, won't succeed in doing so, but that Centaur stomp ruined Envy. He zipped in. He was all excited to kill off Loda, to kill off S4, and then ended up just melting.
Nothing going right for Speed Gaming here. They do get the kill in the end on the S4, but S4, I mean, you're solo mid Elder Titan. Getting items is nice, but he's just going to be going for go for this drums. He doesn't really need items as much as items are nice on him. It's the Life Stealer as well as the Admiral Bulldog Lone Druid who you prefer to be killing off rather than the Elder Titan.
And they may find Bulldog, but Bulldog all of a sudden, he's running his own mint. He's up to 2,000 gold. They jump in on Bulldog. They do slow him down a lot. The Queen of Pain ult, Soul Assumption, everything being thrown out. He needs a root. It's far too late anyway. Double Familiar Stun. He denies himself with the bear. Oh my goodness. What a player.
Admiral Bulldog for you.
What
that is
a player.
And suddenly it's Speed Gaming being forced back as Elder
Can that be a
Titan.
BTS moment? Gods? Does that meet the criteria?
It was
okay.
Okay.
You're not easily impressed. You're like, I'm easily impressed.
It was nice. It was definitely nice. I miss the days where you could do more with Armlet, because it was it's Armlet on Lone Druid, when you pass it from your bear to your hero. That was my favorite Bulldog Lone Druid moment.
Yeah, the problem is it was too easy. You didn't have to do stuff like that for it to be ridiculous.
Yeah.
But if you had to be able to do that for the item to be useful, then I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Envy just dropping some spirits in the camp, Soul Raining, and he even got a bottle. How much? Let's do the math here. How much has he actually spent on regen items in this game? That's got to be
Is that actually his bottle too?
Yeah. That's got to be 2,600. How much is the Soul Rain? 875, 825, I think.
Yeah. I guess you can disassemble it for your second Sage's mask.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's what he does with this.
For Soul Rain? I don't think you can disassemble it.
Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah.
Tranquil Boots you can, but that's not really going to help.
Okay.
And then the Tranquil Boots, those you can disassemble for Arcane Boots, I guess. But this has got to be 2,300 gold or something, just in regen items.
Yeah.
And he's got 700 health, 1 stun, and he's dead from full HP. The Spirit is probably half his health. With the level 4 natural, I don't know. I'm not a fan of this build.
The
bottle especially is way too much.
It's such a big gold investment. I think you could have Arcane Boots and a point booster or something for similar gold. That makes it also give you just raw HP. That's where the Bloodstone build is kind of nice, because you get so tanky as soon as you get that point booster, having your HP go from 730, which is what Envy has now, up to 900 plus.
Yeah, and then you throw once you get the Vitality booster, you're sitting at 1,100-ish HP, and then you get some levels, maybe it's 1,200, and you're no longer a 1-stun insta-kill, but right now, that's exactly what he is. Yeah. Meanwhile, Speed Gaming, it does feel like they're playing kind of a similar style to Game 1, where they'll play this sort of 4 protect 1, Envy pushing one side of the map, they'll try to burrow strike in, but Loda dodges it, and with the armlet, can easily turn around if he has some backup. And seeing 4 heroes top, are they looking to just go straight into Roche? It looks like... No, S4 just checking the room.
Yeah. He's gonna also just scout the enemy jungle here. Sends his Spirit in. This is... Oh, it steals everything! Envy! He only got the big Centaur, but he lost 3 wolves there and the mini Centaur. He lost most of that camp.
Yeah. And Well, he is stacking his big camp right now, but top lane, it's Pylai Dai who burst strikes and a Loda Queen panel over the top. Loda thought it was an easy kill, and oh boy, was he ever wrong, but Pylai Dai will fall as the trade. Still, that's a great trade, and Sing Sing. I loved that no hesitate. Oh, meanwhile, Courier just died. Who's Courier?
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Dire Courier?
Courier?
It was a Dire Courier dying, yeah.
Who got it? Oh, it was the familiars. Okay. Yeah, must have been the familiars. So, did not have anything on it. But
Whoa. Did you know you can use the chat wheel as a spectator?
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Does it do
yeah, it
anything?
doesn't work.
Oh,
You
that's
can
sad.
use it.
Oh, I thought we could just
I
talk
like
it
how you
up.
just derailed the broadcast to ask me that.
I was trying to push my Courier hotkey thing, and then I accidentally pushed my chat wheel button.
Yeah. Oh boy, what a cast! Score now 8-9, and we can take a look at our gold and our experience. It is tipping back the way of speed gaming, but I feel it's somewhat misleading because, like, again, Envy has spent like close to 2,300 gold on items that don't do anything. So, aside from let you farm, but mid lane they do go in. They find Ake. He gets netted up though. Bone 7 once again the micro on this guy, and an epicenter that does nothing from Pylai Dai. He thought that he was going to get pulled all the way back to the cliff and could just kill him from the high ground.
Alliance are going into Roshan here. They don't care.
They
if
know
they get
Laxon's
spotted.
down. They know Firefly's down. There's nothing Speed Gaming can do unless they want to just. And there's no Queen of Panel, no episode. I mean, yeah, they just can't.
Alright, well, uncontested Roshan. Speed Gaming just going to look to get a bit more farm and push out some of these lanes here. Envy is maybe going to put more pressure on this tier 1 bottom tower, possibly even get it while Roshan's going down.
Yeah, that's an Aegis now for Loda, who's up to 1,200 gold. Bulldog Radiant's not too far up to 3,200 gold. And Alliance, the Death Ball starts to form. They should be able to take the tier 1 mid. If you're Speed Gaming, you just go for the split push here. Envy, well, he's starting to finally catch up, but still, he's like way down on the net worth. Yet to pick up an item that lets him go ganking. It is Bone 7 flying high. Blink out. The tier 1 mid goes to Bulldog, so give him 3,600 gold. Almost time for that Sacred Realm.
Yeah, very, very close. Meanwhile, top lane, it looks like there's an infested lifestealer in the Lone Druid.
Now
I've seen it all LD.
This is a little bit clowny, but can they actually get enraged for an open wounds is the question. Oh, nice familiar stun from AUI. No root for Bulldog. This has not been Bulldog's game. He's not eating his Wheaties. Something.
AUI knows...
Even resummons the familiars, so no gold was given this day.
This guy's got great familiar control. That's one thing I really appreciate when watching him play this here. Like, he'll be earlier on in the game, like 5-10 minutes ago, he was just like getting some last hits at top lane while his familiars were bottom lane, like protecting Storm Spirit. So he often will have his familiars away from his hero, should he need to.
Yeah, and in that case, he saves himself with the familiars and then prevents the enemy team from getting the gold. So really nicely executed. For Alliance, they are about to get the mech up, and they also have the relic on Bulldog. So they're still getting good farm. Bulldog is farming pretty well. Or sorry, Loda is. And, I mean, the supports are doing decently. So I guess the question is, Gods, as we head towards the mid game and the late game, how much of a chance do you give Speed Gaming? On paper, they have no hard carry. They have no real physical damage output against the Lifestealer. They do have good lockdown and initiation, but can they take this late and win?
They're doing... I guess the one thing that's going better than I would have thought is all three of their core heroes are getting decent farm. Queen and Pain's having a fantastic game. 304 picks up a Mystic Staff. Your Bat Rider, Bone 7, never count this guy out. He's got his Boots of Travel, Blink. 4 Staffs coming soon. He hasn't got a huge amount of pickoffs this game, but more will come. So I guess it's just going to come down to like the next 10-15 minutes and how well Speed Gaming can just get gank after gank and kill after kill.
And the one thing that is going well is at long last, Envy, he's got his Orchid. So 20 minutes in, he can start to contribute to the team. And between now with all those regen items in an Orchid, the one good piece, he'll never have to go to base unless he dies.
It's kind of scary how mobile Speed Gaming are in the mid to late game.
That is the big thing they've going for them. They can kind of outmaneuver Alliance.
Alliance have nothing. No long range initiator. No, I mean, okay, Elder Titan can stomp, but that's something so easy to dodge when you've got Blink, Storm Spirit there, Bat Rider who's going to have a ton of mobility when he has his Mask of Madness as well, which you can only imagine Bone 7 will go. So Alliance actually taking fights and keeping heroes in place is going to be quite difficult for them, which is why you see Loda going back for a Sanjin Yasha after his armlet. He needs the movement speed, it feels like.
Yeah, they honestly just need everyone to get as mobile as possible, because Alliance are going to win in a slugfest. That's not even really up for debate, at least with equal items. Just their physical damage output is way too much, especially with Natural Order. But they got to be able to like stay in range to get those auto attacks off. So ultimately, I guess if it goes late, maybe we see a Scythe of Ice come out on one of these supports, but that's looking very late because Enchantress and Shadow Demon they're not Windrunners. They do not farm particularly well, so we're not going to see anything anytime soon.
Speed Gaming, they're being very, very aggressive here at the top lane, pushing up pretty far here. They've got all their ultimates ready to go, so maybe if they can get a pull.
They're looking for Bulldog, and they're about to find a Firefly from Bone 7. They're going to catch Bulldog out, and they pull him right back into Sing Sing. Drops the ult, drops the epi, everything for Bulldog, and they delay that Radiance by quite a bit.
Yeah, at this point, this is the kind of game where Speed Gaming will continue to use those ultis, even for solo kills. They're not looking to push or end the game soon or take big 5-on-5 team fight. They just want these ganks to succeed, and if that takes a couple ultimates, it's well worth it for them.
Now it's a Tauren Chieftain Infest Bomb. Well, Gods, you thought you'd seen everything. Okay. You were wrong. You were very wrong, my friend. They're hunting Pylai Dai, who has no mana right now for anything except a Sandstorm. The Spirit's going to give chase, but can they actually get in range for a Stomp? I don't think so. Sing Sing blinking away, the Spirit's still chasing. There's just no follow-up for this team. They really need this, which is the Force Staff on EGM.
Maybe they can just bait it. Like, there's a Bone 7 there. Nope, he's not going to chase or anything. So S4 just back to the jungle. Loader pops out. He's going to keep on farming because there's going to be a lot of pressure on his shoulders, especially considering Bulldog. That Radiance of his getting slowed down constantly here.
Yeah, and ultimately, I guess that's the issue for Alliance. I don't know if they're going to be able to execute what they want to, which is just group up and abuse their physical damage and kind of their death ball status, because they're just... I feel like Speed Gaming can just play Rat Dota against them. Split push with Storm, Batrider can Boots of Traveler on the map, find pickoffs, and eventually you might just pull them apart. Be like a butterfly seems to be their strategy.
Where it's starting to tip a little bit more back towards Speed Gaming's favor as far as the gold's concerned. Been a bit of a roller coaster so far, but I do worry for Alliance with their just general lack of mobility and just their late game not being... I mean, they've got the dual core, they've got the Elder Titan aura, so like you say, they'll win any sort of a slugfest, but apart from that, I don't think
that doesn't help you if you never get to fight.
Speed Gaming aren't going to give you that slugfest. They're going to take this ultra late game, which is where having... I say that like when they've got no actual carry on their team, but they actually have the better like 60+ minute lineup because of mobility being so important there. Unless we see Alliance pick up 2-3 hexes, but who's actually buying those hexes? Maybe Elder Titan, maybe the Enchantress?
Yeah, Loda's busy going Sanjin Yasha. Bulldog's still trying to finish his Radiance, and S4 is about to get caught. Bullet Barrel Strike off the mark by Pylai Dai, but it will not matter. There's a blink, there's a lasso, and S4 will bite the dust. And every pickoff for Speed Gaming, it just has that feeling of creating so much space. There's now a gem even up on Eternal Envy, picked up by AUI, and Sing Sing not far off of a Scythe. So all of a sudden, they already have the Blink, Force, Lasso, Boots of Travel. Now they're about to have an Orchid, a Scythe, and a gem, and they can really go hunt.
And this gem's entirely for dewarding. Speaking of which, he just walks past an Observer Ward on the way to mid lane, but there's no invis on this Dai team.
Yeah, he was not. His camera was not over that ward, but I don't know if it's gonna matter. And it is starting to feel like Alliance just have no end game. I feel like it could be 6-slotted. I don't know if it would matter. Wow. Maybe they could win in a base race.
Yes, they've got the better. They've got the
better base racing team, Gods.
Better base pushing lineup, better just general 5v5 fight. But that's not what Dota's all about. Having the better team fight and having better pushing doesn't mean you're just guaranteed to win the game. There's so many other factors coming into play, which is where this Speed Gaming lineup's really interesting. They're happy to take this late game, even though they've got like dual core lineup of Intel semi carries, not proper carry heroes.
And everybody's spending gold now. the chat is hoping for some rares, but the players just picking up their core items now. Your Sanjin Yasha coming out for the Lifestealer. It's an Infest Bomb Lone Druid Bear. Now this I love. This is some big tactics coming out from Alliance. They'll never see this one coming, Speed Gaming. It's a Loda Bear on the move, not the hero, the bear, because you know Speed Gaming are going to see this and say, hey guys, let's kill the bear. 300 free gold. Let's do it. This is going to backfire.
Well, if they 5-man gank it, then Loda maybe dies as well, so you have to be a bit careful about that.
Yeah, and now they'll send it mid.
BKB was actually used by the Elder Titan. I think he got grabbed there by the Batrider. The lasso is on cooldown.
Sorry, I was getting too excited about the bear, guys. Forgot to observe the game.
I'm just taking stock of what happened here as well, so...
Yeah. So now they'll push in the middle lane. Yeah, this is where Speed Gaming just go for the split push. And sure, they might lose if it comes to a full base race, but they can trade towers for now. And there's a glyph up on their side. There is a glyph up on the dire side as well.
Bone
In
7.
comes your Infest Bomb. Catches out the Bat Rider, but from the backside, it's an AoE. Massive combo. The question is it enough? No, I don't think so. Not against this kind of physical damage. Envy comes in, gets off the silence on S4, zipping away. He will cast 4 off, but look at how fast he melts to the natural order and the physical damage from Loda. Now onto AUI 2000. There's no Basher here. He doesn't even need it. He's mauling them all down. That's 4 dead. It could be 5. Sing Sing. Ghost Scepter up. Shadow Strike is there. But Loda secures the gem and retreats. And that is what we meant when we said the better...
Needs to be careful with this armlet toggle, as there is a Shadow Strike on it.
I'll be okay.
Okay.
But yeah, that was fairly close. But
that.
Yeah, I mean, that is what we meant by the death ball.
Yes.
Speed Gaming got off a perfect... That was like a perfect Queen of Pain ult, Burrow Strike, Epicenter, Shiva's Guard. Envy was a little late to the fight, but otherwise you can't really fault it too much. I guess Lasso was late.
Bat Rider got exploded though.
Yeah.
Infested out. I don't know if he was on like Mask of Madness.
He must have had it on.
He seemed to take a ton of extra damage from the Infest and like Infest, and it was already on like 300 HP. It took 2 right clicks from Loda to finish him off. So must have had Mask of Madness on, and that was the big thing there. If Bat Rider's alive during that fight, Alliance probably do not win it as convincingly.
That was that was a pretty awesome tactic, though.
Yeah.
I hope we see them smoke bait the bear with Loda waiting inside. That is such an unpleasant surprise. And if he does get a Basher, like 1 or 2 lucky Bashes could just win them the game. And they're at it again. Here comes your Radiance Bear. Eternal Envy. He may have figured out the optimal way to farm on all heroes, but can he prepare for this? In comes your Infest Bear, he'll zip away. They're rotating over, they've got... Oh, if they can just get a Disruption stomp.
Yeah, I think even that's so hard to time, and the problem with the stomp is it's not like a stun.
Yeah,
so
he can just zip away.
they can't actually kill Envy with their lineup. That's really the other big problem.
Well, eventually you expect they'll get a Scythe. In comes 7. Blinks does grab Ake, pulling him way back, but the bear is here. It's ready. Now the Disruption, I think it's going to end up saving Envy's life. Just kidding. 1 hit. Easy kill. And Envy, well, that's how he can die if he tries to fight.
I eat my words there. He tried to zip in and fight, use up his mana, and gets punished for it. So
it's just about to expire, but it's all Alliance now, and the split push from Kaipi is just, from Speed Gaming is not coming quickly enough. Familiars will get a tier 2, but they're giving up multiple kills in their Storm Spirit, and they also... Sing Sing went for a Shiva's earlier, which means like they don't have a Scythe right now. They're somewhat lacking in ways to fully deal with this lifesteal.
Okay, well, Batride's TPing top here. I guess maybe in preparation of a counter push. Should he be able to?
I don't think they're gonna win this in base range. There's no glyph right now, and already it's a Bulldog Lone Druid on the high ground. It's a Blink Epicenter Wombo combo turnaround though. Speed Gaming. I don't think it's gonna be enough. AUI now on the run. The imp splashing through. Say hello to Ake. Now the tower's starting to drop. Is there a bear resummon is the question. There is. The bear will fall. Loda, he wants this tier 1, or sorry, this tier 3. He will end up getting it, but they catch him out with the lasso. The Aegis just expired. Now he gets Burrow Strike. He already is silenced. Where's that disruption? There's no Shadow Demon even in the neighborhood. Already dead. The bear now on the chase. Envy trying to fight, but if he gets rooted, he could be in some trouble here. Soul Ring still available. Everybody going on the bear, and the bear just resummoned.
Could get the hero
now
here.
gonna fall.
Can they chase and catch up to Bulldog? Bulldog has no mana for a TP scroll, and it looks like Sand King's thinking about it, but I think they could have chased Bulldog.
So
they just didn't realize it.
They did use the Sand King buyback. That's it.
Yep.
That was just really bad timing for Alliance. Aegis down, right when they were about to back, Loda gets caught.
Yeah.
And well, great initiation.
The Aegis had been gone for a good 3 or 4 minutes, so it was... I think they should have just fallen back and taken Roshan, because Roshan has respawned.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. It's just, it was a little aggressive, basically, to force the Aegis.
Absolutely.
And Speed Gaming also just, it's that mobility that you talked about. They can actually jump you from, like, sitting back here with their entire team, like, all the way here and easily catch you, so.
They're getting decent, like, Envy's getting close to that Bloodstone of his. Queen of Pain has an ultimate orb, Ghost Scepter, Shiva's Guard, so he's going to be starting to think about a Hex of his own. So we kept saying Alliance need Hex as well. Speed Gaming are the ones who's actually managing to farm these kind of items.
Yeah, and losing the bear there and losing that fight means they don't get this Aegis, and even when they do get it, all the lanes are going to be pushed out. Speed Gaming could even look to contest this Roche. They'll have Epicenter up fairly soon. They already have the Batrider Lasso available. Even Queen of Pain not too long to cool down. I don't know that this is a gimme for Alliance, but if you're Speed Gaming, oh, Bone 7. It's shenanigans from him. They use the familiars to give him a TP, and now he comes from on top of the pit. He'll find EGM, picks off the Shadow Demon. Without that Shadow Demon, Alliance are missing their crucial defensive support. They are driven out off because of that. That was guerrilla warfare. Familiars hiding here, TPN, and then zip over.
Speed Gaming can't really go for Roche themselves. They lack the damage to actually be able to kill it all too easily. So that's one thing Alliance probably know and recognize and say, hey, look, we can just play back. We've got the Astral Spirit to scout things out. Let's just try harass as much as possible before we actually take a fight.
Yeah, Alliance are the team that can take the Roche, but there's a zip in. EE going to work. He's going to pull in S4. Now the BKB gets popped, and the turnaround could come. Envy out of mana. Needs to run. Epicenter comes through. Not enough to kill Afake. Soul Assumption not enough either. Everybody on the run now. The Stomp isn't going to hit anyone except for AUI. The Radiance immediately waking him up. Now he's isolated. Just a single root should spell his downfall, but he's got a 1. Double familiar stun. Loda, Rage expired. He doesn't have an Infest available anymore. Everyone on Speed Gaming still alive, and normally that's where mobility is king. Envy back into this fight. He's going to rejoin it. Look to find a kill on EGM. Is he successful? Yes, he is. Loda kited by the Ghost Scepter. He pops his Rage, but it's only going to allow him to run. Envy, same issue for him as well. Denies himself with the Bloodstone. There's just no quarter given. Now open wounds and Sing Sing. Blinks to the high ground. We'll be able to escape. Maybe the way lies open to Roche, but Bone 7, Mask of Madness up, Lasso up. I just don't think they're going to give this up, guys.
Yeah, he's Mask of Madness to get to the Roshan pit even faster. There's familiars there as well.
Loda just wasted Rage as well, so now he really needs to back.
Yeah, he was really worried. He's going to... I think he went to the Ancients thinking, hey, I can maybe life-steal a bit here, but... I think
not against the Boots of
Alliance
Travel.
just don't go for this. Yeah, they've got to just play it safe and not go for this Roshan.
They need to be as 5 for once this game, because it feels like they just haven't been, and it's going to happen again. They'll now have to wait another 40 seconds to be able to group as 5. And it might just be getting too late.
Yeah, Speed Gaming.
Look at that. Look at that gold ground.
Yeah, they've been behind for most of the game, but the last couple of minutes, suddenly things looking very bright for this newly formed organization.
Newly formed organization, sure, but showing some real resilience here against Alliance.
Yeah.
This was a game that looked like it was just going to be Alliances. That early rotation from S4 picks up a double kill bottom. Then they take the tower. Envy had 2,300 gold in farming items and no real utility to his team at all. The only hero who's getting anything done was the Bat Rider for Bone 7, but even then it wasn't that much. And Alliance were free farming Loda. Bulldog was catching up. And all of a sudden, just a few good fights and some big AoE combos. Great movement from Bone 7, and they're right back in this. And in fact, I'd say they're fully in control.
Well, Alliance are going to try to get themselves a Roshan here. They are going to be the scout towards that with the Astral Spirit. The key thing, I think, for Alliance is get the Abyssal Blade on Loda. That's going to be the reliable lockdown which they're lacking. And having something like an Assault Crest, just give them that extra team fight presence. We're using that.
Bone 7 under cover of Shadow Blade as well as Mask of Madness.
What a ninja.
I thought he was invis, but yeah, he's just more movement. He's always there. Meanwhile, Envy on the high ground, he's looking to steal this Aegis. There is a gem on Pylai Die right now, and they should have full vision of this Roche fight. Out comes your Earth Splitter once again, the AoE combo. Roche is low, it goes to, of all things, to Speed Gaming. They get the Aegis, they get the Roche kill, they kill the Lifestealer, and without Loda, Alliance probably not going to be able to win this fight. The Aegis, though, will now pop, and Envy about to come back. Or Sand King, rather, blinks away quickly. For the time being, it's a 3-hero stomp, but there's no follow-up for this stomp. Instead, it's just S4 popping his BKB, now driven back by AUI 2000, out DPSing everybody. The Familiar's getting the kill. 3 heroes dead. Bulldog on the run, and Bulldog, one more blink Burrow Strike could be... Radiance preventing it. Radiance preventing it.
It's triple familiar. You're looking for him maybe in the trees over there. He's not going to find anything, and it looks like Speed Gaming win another fight, get themselves a tier 2 tower as well, prevent Alliance getting a much-needed Aegis, and all of a sudden, they're the ones ahead in this game too, trying to get a 2-0 victory of Alliance. What a shock that would be.
Yeah, this team just got done taking Na'Vi to the limit at Star Ladder, and did end up falling short there, but still played some decent Dota.
Yeah.
It's not that they're necessarily playing poorly. I just feel like Speed Gaming is been playing better.
Yeah, I think Speed Gaming having a
like game one
really solid couple of games.
Game 1, you could say sure they didn't draft that well, but I think it's also
Yes.
Speed Gaming drafted really well themselves.
Yeah.
And this time around, I think Alliance's draft was okay. It's just they didn't get quite enough done from that like 10 to 20 minute mark, and now looking back, it's easy to say they needed to do more.
Yeah, I definitely think so, because I think come this stage of the game, they don't have good initiate, they don't have good lockdown, they don't have a way of dealing with the Speed Gaming mobility, so they need to get ahead and just start snowballing. So They never got more than like 3 or 4k gold ahead.
Kidnapped from undercover of the dire base, rather. Bone 7, just a casual kidnap, and then I'll let him go. It's like, I could take you away forever, but I'll only take you away for a short while. Be good to your mom. Or I'll send you to military school for good. Now Alliance, they'll smoke up on the high ground and rotate around. The thing is, there's just nothing for them now. There's no Roche. They don't have the Scythe on S4. Bulldog's never going to get to auto attack, and Speed Gaming are soon going to be far enough ahead where they can actually win the right-click wars.
Yes.
As far ahead as they need to be, they're getting there. They are going to find Pylai Die.
That'll be one easy kill going the way of Alliance, but it's...
Kill secured. They do get a gem for that.
Yeah. Okay, the gem, nice little pickup. But Speed Gaming is still getting a lot of farm. They've got Hex on Queen of Pain. They've got Ghost Scepters around as well. Even Envy picking up a Ghost Scepter on himself, which is a cute little pickup. I guess for when you're out of mana, it could maybe save your life. But as long as you've got mana, you shouldn't need it. If you're getting hexed or stunned, then you're probably dying anyways.
Yeah. Completely agree there. AOI 2000 with his triple familiars. Like I don't know if he's even the unsung hero, but he's just been doing so much work for this team.
Yeah.
Setting up all those Bone 7 initiations at the Roshan pit, the physical damage he was dealing out, he forced everyone to run. Even the lone druid had to run a bit from the familiars. And now, Speed Gaming, I wouldn't quite call it Rat Dota, but more just they'll put it on pressure, but not ready to commit fully to a fight yet, at least not without a pick-off of sieging the base.
That was 4v5 as well. They lose Sankey, and then suddenly they're sieging this top tier 3 tower. That goes to show how well they're doing.
Lasso initiation. Envy says, pull him back to me, Poppy.
It's a creep!
But he got a creep.
Oh, creepy McCreep. Now Envy gonna jump in on the Shadow Doom. EGM's just taking a fall every single fight, but he gets kept alive here by the mech from Ake. Nicely played by Alliance. This is the start to the fight they need.
That was an RTK lasso right there.
Yeah.
I seem to remember him having a rather unfortunate one as well on a creep.
Wow.
Although that one actually cost his team a game, whereas I don't know that this one really hurt Speed Gaming that
Envy
much.
uses all of his mana to get out of here. He was really worried for his own life. Meanwhile, AUI is going for some, well, it is some split push, some Rat Dota it looks like. He's trying to get this middle tier 2 tower, but going to be forced back and, well,
Alliance are just constantly reacting. They don't get to move out anymore.
Yeah.
And even if they had the Aegis, I feel like it would be a similar issue. It's where not having boots of travel, not having a scythe on anybody, and not having, like, at this point I almost want to say, like, they need a Blink Dagger scythe on 2 or 3 of these supports to really be able to do much. Because even if you get the scythe, you still got to get in range to use it, which is tough against
it seems to be exactly what S4 is going for on the Elder Time, but your support Enchantress is just that, support. There is no item progression coming out, just a mech and treads, 1200 gold. We're not going to be looking towards a Hex or anything as far as late game items for Enchantress. Still also level 11. That's the other thing where Alliance is struggling. They've got really low levels on their Enchantress as well as Shadow Demon. It's just the Visage on the Speed Gaming team who's not level 16, but that's a hero who just having triple familiars is fine.
Yeah, just even if he's dead, just having the familiar split pushing is really all they need. And now the Infest Bear comes again, but it feels much less threatening now, I have to say.
Oh yeah, he has got the Assault Crest, so give that aura to Loda. Loda's still without Abyssal Blade. That's the other thing that feels really missing in this Alliance team.
Yeah, the Scythe on S4, the Abyssal Blade on the Lifestealer, and then I would say maybe just a Basher on the Bear is the main things that feel like they're missing. At the same time, though, they are about to breach high ground. The big question is, can Speed Gaming get off that same crazy AoE team fight that we saw before? Just a zip in, he forced out the BKB. Nicely done by Envy. S4 thought they were going on him, and now without a BKB on their other side, they need to run. He gets kidnapped again. Beautiful mind games from Envy. S4 so far away, can't get disrupted. Now, desperately, EGM tries to get the disruption off, but it's too late. He got familiar stun. They are focusing the racks, but here comes your Burrow Strike Epi. Loda, he might get it, but I think he's going to pay with his own life. He will. The racks should really fall. They're at 12 HP. They will, but EGM's dead. It's a bloodbath in the Radiant base. Give him 4 kills. The lone survivor is Bulldog. I believe his Bear paid the piper. Indeed he did.
He TP'd right in front of Speed Gaming's face there, but it did not matter. Losing 4 heroes there, getting a Rax. Once again, advantage Speed Gaming, it feels like.
It certainly does. I guess the only question is, can Speed Gaming push quickly enough to really punish that?
They haven't got the pushing lineup, so if Alliance can just buy time, respawn, and just keep on going for these kind of kamikaze pushes, bit by bit, maybe they start to find a way to take it late game, even with a kill deficit as well as a gold deficit at this stage.
Maybe with these items they can do it, though. Certainly with the familiars, it's going to become a lot easier.
7. He's going under tier 4 towers almost, looking for anyone to grab.
Yeah, can't really find anybody yet, and the rest of his team continuing to work on the base now. They breach high ground, Bone 7. Firefly about to end. Not that it matters, because his mobility with the Mask Command and the Shadowblade is virtually unrivaled. The glyph now expended. Alliance look to defend. If this bear falls again, it's going to have to be on cooldown for another minute.
So still on, like, looking at this on paper, Alliance get Raxes, don't lose Raxes. That is good news for them, but they just give away so much else in other areas of this game that they're still in a lot of trouble. They also don't really scale all that well at this stage at the same time, so it's still a big worry for them.
Yeah, in theory, if they got 3 hexes on all their utility heroes, and they had the Basher, maybe the Abyssal Blade on the Lone Druid Bear, and the Abyssal on the Lifestealer, then you could say they go reasonably late, but without it, and I don't see them getting that far unless this goes 70, 80 minutes. Yeah, I'm with you. So I think what they kind of just have to do here is just try and muscle down tier 2s, tier 3s, and even if they have to throw a few bodies at the racks, that's what they got to do.
Speed Gaming aren't getting to the point where they've got buybacks and all their core heroes, so it's not really a problem for them. At the same time, they're not really dying. It's just like they're getting forced. Like, Envy used all his mana to zip in, force a BKB, zip out.
So that was exactly what he needed.
Yes, but the problem was then you lose the Raxes because he's not there defending.
Yeah. But I think that's just sort of buying time and getting as much as you can out of that push.
Absolutely.
You got 4 kills. You got a bear kill as well, so basically 5 in terms of gold. And the next time around, now you maybe have enough items where you just kill them and don't even have to back.
All right, well, see what Alliance look to do to counteract all this. I guess they can wait for the Hex on S4, but that's still 1,000 gold away. I don't see any reason really to say for buyback. It's really do or die for Alliance. They need the Abyssal Blade on Loader still. So we can talk about these 2 items for a good 10-15 minutes, it feels like, and they're still not up for Alliance.
Yeah, and even by the time he gets an Abyssal Blade, there is going to be probably double Scythe on SG. So Loda could very well just die without getting to use anything. Hell, he died earlier to a Burrow Strike in a follow-up way back when they were ganking that top tower. Feels like ages ago. Was about 30 minutes ago or so. Now Alliance, Roshan coming up in a few minutes.
Speed Gaming already smoked up, though.
Maybe looking for it, but going Roche against this is... Like, look at this. What do you do? That's a hasted bat. It's a hasted bat. He hasn't even used Firefly yet, but he's about to. The smoke's gonna break. He's gonna find Aki. Walks right into him. Oh, that's a delicious treat. Now the Shivas gets popped. A beautiful disruption. And a BKB from S4. And the Air Splitter as well. It's a lot of AoE, but is it gonna be enough? I don't know. Envy zipping in too. S4 trying to stand strong for now. The bear gets a root. They kill off the 2 supports. Now Bone 7 bashed and brought down. Envy, he might have to back here soon. There was a buyback from the Batrider. Could look to rejoin the fight. No, he TP's top. But he's just going to start split pushing immediately. That's always the danger with the Speed Gaming lineup. Like, if they ever just get caught in a man fight, they do still lose it.
It's also, like, Bone 7, I can't really fault him, but when he's, like, it's when he runs into Alliance, he's always just grabbing the first person he sees. Grabbing someone like Enchantress is probably the least important hero on this Alliance line to grab. Grabbing Shadow Demon's good because it means there's no defensive disruption saved, and the other 3 heroes are all core heroes are important. Enchantress is the least important hero in Alliance, so using a lasso on that, maybe not the best way to win a fight for Speed Gaming.
And all of a sudden, guys, there's a Scythe out on the Elder Titan, there's an Abyssal Blade on Loda. Just what the Doctor ordered for the Alliance. Up 1 lane of Rax, about to get a Cheese and an Aegis unless the Familiars can snipe something. The Cheese going to Bulldog, the Aegis to Loda. That's the distribution they wanted too, and now, I think with this, you go heal, and they may just be able to throw 7 lives at the Rax, get their axe, and even if they die, just buy back. Yeah, right now, the buybacks are on cooldown for quite a few heroes, but I think Alliance are going to wait a few minutes, try and farm those, and then go.
Yeah. They found the buybacks. They've got plenty of time on the Aegis. Maybe even it looks like they want to go for a smoke gank because EGM picks up a couple smokes, and they've got more lockdown now. The Bear as well having a basher on it, so we've got a 3rd form of lockdown to go with the Abyssal Blade inside the Vice that Alliance also have.
And his bash on the Batrider got them an instant kill on Bone 7. That Mask Commander's build can very well backfire, which is what we saw in that fight. And Loda's bash as well picked up another kill in the Visage, so not that the Visage is really going anywhere, but killed him a lot faster. A lucky bash, Queen of Pain, even with a nice Scotty, Sing Sing can easily die. Like, it doesn't matter that he has 15 base armor. He's sitting on 15 after the plus armor from the Shiva's Guard, which is not really going to be enough. Anyone who gets bashed or Abyssal on this team is, I feel like, dead from full to nothing, pretty much.
Yes, especially with Elder Titan Aura, it's like you're done. I think there's no one who can really properly survive them.
And now Alliance, they've taken the tier 2 top. They look to break the base here, but there is a glyph available, and everybody's TPing back. A rainbow of colors for Speed Gaming. In the trees, Twilight Die. We'll keep a close eye on him, but the Spirit looking to scout things out. He's channeling Epicenter. They're looking to go now. He'll jump right in to the middle of the fight. Catches out 3, 4, everybody melting. Loda pops back out, but the Eye of Scotty kiting him beautifully. He's got an Aegis. He's going to die once. And if he dies once, he's almost certainly dying twice. Bulldog does take the tier 3. Loda left to his own devices. He has a rage. He never got to use it. Now he does, but he's still getting kited. And in the end, Loda should and will fall. They only got a tier 3. They just threw away an Aegis. They did not throw away the cheese, but that is not a good trade for a tier 3,
yeah,
I think.
Getting a bit too excited and aggressive. Definitely not worth it in my mind. And Speed Gaming just punishing Alliance here.
Highlight Die is just having a whale of a game.
Yeah.
I gotta say, like, these Epicenter Burrow Strikes, sure he's being set up a bit by Bone 7, but they are so on point.
He has to be on point with them because, like you mentioned, like one hex or a bash at this point, and whoever gets hit by that dies, unless Pilot Eye is there with a nicely placed Pyro Strike.
Yeah, he caught the bear there and 2 heroes. That really made a difference. Now Bone 7, he went for a bit of a move through the river, won't find anybody. Now rotates back mid, and it seems like Speed Gaming may be saying there's no Aegis right now. We have a few well, they only have the 1 buyback. I can't. Are they actually going to try to fight now? Because I feel like if they do push into Alliance, that
it's a lot harder to do.
Backfire.
Yeah, Elder Titan with if he hits a stomp to set things up, and
or even just scythe Bone 7 when he jumps in, 'cause he still doesn't have BKB.
Yeah.
Dire's middle tower is
Stomp gonna catch 2 heroes here. Radiance needs to be careful because that will wake him up.
There's a glyph, and it will be popped now. The Familiar's continuing to siege. Bottom lane is pushing in. I guess the question is, how speedily Speed want to force this fight?
Well, we saw last game. These guys are very patient. And it looks like they'll be a bit more patient here. 47 minutes into the game. A lot of items
What's
coming
the most
away
patient predator in the world, by the way? As far as like the animal kingdom goes, do you know?
I do not.
I remember reading about. I don't even remember what type of animal it was. That was something that would wait like 6 months or something for its next meal, at least. And not. I don't think it hibernates.
How do you go 6 months without eating?
Probably some kind of insect.
Okay.
Maybe even longer. Well, Speed Gaming is that creature, whatever that creature is. They're even more patient.
Vultures are patient.
Yeah. Oh, they're not that patient though. As soon as that carcass is fresh, they go.
Yeah. That's true.
Who's going to be the carcass this game? That's the question. We'll have to wait and see. The Alliance still hanging on. Upwind lane of Rex. They did get a tier 3. They did force out a glyph earlier. And if they just go right back down the top lane, if Loda is not left by himself and he gets some help, locking a hero down, maybe there's a bash from Lundred Bear, maybe Speed Gamer just focuses on somebody else. If he actually gets to right click, he can kill, well, anyone who's not Ghost Sceptered, which is 4 heroes.
Yeah.
But, I mean, ultimately, there's the Shadow Demon Purge for that, potentially. So we'll see. We'll see. Alliance, they just want to go now. While the glyph is down,
Yes.
before the next Roche, they still have the cheese. They're going to try and force it. Down 12k gold, but they're the ones on the aggressive.
I think they're maybe happy to just give away 3-4 kills just for a melee racks here. Like we've seen Big Gaming just can't counterpush.
And I like this. They're not going to let them get inside the base. They're wrapping around. Both teams smoked up. They're going to jump in a moment's time. They're all tucked away in the trees. They're going to scythe Bone 7.
He's got buyback,
Beautiful hex, but...
Well, buyback in 3 seconds.
1 second. There you go. And he's just going to have to use it. Yeah. They'll jump in again now with the Batrider buyback. They go right in. Queen of Pain not accomplishing much. The Burrow Strike not doing much either. 2 Ghost Scepters popped. Envy, he got bashed, but he does manage to Ghost Scepter and blink away. For the time being, is on a wicked 6 streak, but one more bash would end his life. Epicenter comes back in with the Veil. Is it enough damage? There's your bash. Sing Sing. Ghost Scepter is going to keep him alive. They just cannot lock anybody down. They can't finish anyone off. For now, at least, Pylai Die, he's on the run too. Loda now getting focused. He'll go down to the Eye of Scott. He cannot move. Sing Sing going ham. Godlike. Beyond godlike soon if he just gets one more. The creep wave cleared out. Everybody forced to retreat. Bulldog safely back at base, and S4 running for his dear life.
Killed the bear for a second time in the same fight.
And I think you might just go straight down mid now with 5.
Yeah, you may do just that. Sing Sing is now 9-0 and 20 on Queen of Pain. He has played a sensational game.
Yeah, quietly has worked himself up to being involved in 29 out of 35 kills.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Unmatched on this Radiant team or by anyone in this game at this point, and not a single death as well, which is what's truly fantastic.
It is like you said, they do not have a good lineup for killing these mobile heroes, aside from the Scythe, but it's always Bone 7 going in first, so it's like either you go for him or you just don't get anyone.
It's where they last pick a Shadow Demon, and it feels like they almost needed to get something with better lockdown, like your Lion or Shadow Shaman, but well, they wanted to go for that the setup.
Ultimately, those heroes are very much prey to some of these ganks. And S4,
Yes.
well, they'll set a trap here with him. There's no glyph available. Envy sieging the base. He's working on the mid-racks. They're going to have to go in soon or they're not going in at all. And Envy will take a lane of racks unopposed. Nothing the Alliance feel they can do about it. Still hanging around, Bone 7.
I like this from S4. They invest the lifesteal in the Elder Titan, knowing he's always the one getting lassoed, so out can pop Loader with an Abyssal Blade. This is the new kind of mind game coming up from Alliance. In the past, it's in the bear. This time around, S4 is the bait for the lasso.
The problem is right now, Speed Gaming don't really have to go on anybody. They can just work on the racks. And I guess the question is, can Alliance force them to like actually go on a hero? Because there's no glyph for another minute or two.
Maybe they go for another push and just say, hey, look, S4, you're the bait. But Speed Gaming could be pretty quick to figure out that he's invested in someone.
And Saint Saint's up to 4,000 gold. So we're actually going to see a 6-slotted Queen of Pain if this goes on much longer.
Yikes.
Envy with the DD rune as well. In comes your lasso initiation. He's caught S4. Loda popped out in the base after S4 got pulled across the ravine. Now Pylite Eye comes in, focusing on EGM, and Eternal Envy clean up in aisle 3 onto Loda, pulls him, focuses him down. No buyback on Loda, used it earlier, and that's a GG. Alliance just got stomped 2 games in a row, and Eternal Envy exacts his revenge.
Whew. I don't know about stomp this game too. Game 2 was something. Game 1, from the start, it was Kaipi or the Speed Gaming looking convincing, but this game was really something. I got to say, give it to Speed Gaming with a nice little strat, taking it 50+ minutes without a carry here, but they had the better late game lineup, believe it or not.
And they certainly executed it fantastically. I mean, even that last fight, Loda popping out while he's inside his own base, the Batrider just pulling the Elder Titan over the ravine.
Yeah.
Tough game. Alliance, now they drop down. They have to play Rock's Kiss, and then they have to win their next match to advance.
Yes, and then they'll have to beat either Empire or this team here, Speed Gaming, depending on the outcome.
They may have to play Speed Gaming again. Yeah. Because I honestly think Empire looks great as well. So.
Yeah, Empire, all three
Not
of those...
Not today, but just in general.
All 3 of those teams looking fantastic and possibly like they should be deserving of making it to the top 4, but that's what happens when you get down to these top 8 teams. Rock's Kiss as well, nothing to take away from those guys. Like, they could give Alliance a good run. So
They took a really convincing game off of Empire in Game 1. But wasn't not enough in the end. So, well, gods, tomorrow we are going to have our winner's bracket match and our loser's bracket match.
Not sure what order, but...
Who are your rares on? First one will be Speed Gaming versus Empire for the winner bracket finals.
I think Empire take it. I think Speed Gaming, they love to play this... I think they match up well against Alliance because they play this very just patient, reserve style, and Alliance will give them the space they need to get their farm, play greedy. And then if Speed Gaming have a good strategy, which I think they had a better strat both games against Alliance, they win. But a team like Empire will just not give you that space. They will go fight you head on, as we saw against Rock's Kiss.
Yeah, they'll aggressive tri-lane you. They'll tower dive you very early on. They'll take the Batrider away from you. They'll take the aggressive heroes.
I think it'll be 3 games, though. I think it'll be something like a 2-1 for Empire.
Okay.
Alliance should beat Rock's Kiss, probably 2-0, but that's... I mean, Rock's Kiss are playing pretty well.
I'm on board for both of those predictions.
Okay.
I think Empire 2-0 or 2-1, and I also agree. Alliance should take care of business with Rock's Kiss. So, guys, with that being said, we're all done for today. We do have a rebroadcast coming up.
We're not done for today.
What do we have?
We've got the ESP Cup.
Oh, do we?
Bang.
Is it today?
Yep. We've got 1 game for today, which
today's the 1 game. Okay.
Yep. We've got 1 game left, guys. Fnatic are going to be playing in the ES Prime Dota Cup, as you can see here.
Well, it's not the Red Bull ECO, but...
It's all we got. It's the ES Prime League. Okay, so it's going to be Fnatic versus Menace coming up.
Yeah, this is not Red Bull ECL for anyone who's confused.
Yeah.
This is the ES Prime Cup. There is a ticket available.
Yes.
I think there's also a Chaos Knight set. If you like the set, it's $15. If you don't like the set, there's like a $5 ticket in the Dota TV store. The Dota 2 store. But is it coming up right now?
It's coming up in about 30 minutes' time.
Okay. So we're going to take a quick break, guys. When we come back, we will be live with the ES Prime Cup, our first match. $2,000 at stake for that. WePlay continues tomorrow.